Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
He held a knife to his own mother's throat. That's when police say they took action and took him down. Family violence and officers opening fire. Fiesta memories turn into a fight for his life. We hear from the man who was shot during what was supposed to be a fun night. What he says is motivating him to make a full recovery. And 2 days into the entertainment writers' strike, how it's affecting productions in San Antonio. But first, it has been a very busy night for first responders in San Antonio. Fire crews have been at this scene for the last several hours. It's a home on the north side on Stonyview Street, not far from Northern Hills Golf Course. Firefighters say one person inside this house when flames broke out. They were able to get out safely without getting hurt. We're still working to learn what sparked that fire. Police officers working to figure out what led up to a shooting just west of downtown near South Hamilton Avenue. That's where police tell us the 28-year-old was shot by someone demanding money. He was hit in the arm, was taken to the hospital where he's expected to be okay. No word yet on any arrests. A mother held at knife point by her own son. That man eventually shot by a San Antonio police officer. This afternoon, he survived. All this unfolded earlier this evening at an apartment complex near Loop 410 and Ritterman. The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke to a witness who was there.
An argument between a man and three women. That's what Sheena Lucas says she saw before police arrived at the Parker Home Apartments Wednesday afternoon.
Pretty much he was just like this and told her to leave him alone. And like I said, when I heard the thud, I thought he had pushed her against the wall because she was crying and walking that way with her girls.
San Antonio police responded to a call for a family disturbance with a knife. Investigators believe the suspect assaulted his girlfriend, sister, and mother. Chief William McManus tells us the suspect ran when officers arrived, and his mother went after him.
He grabbed the mom around the throat and put a knife up to her throat. And one of the officers who was in pursuit came up behind him and shot him one time in the thigh.
The chief adds the suspect didn't let go of his mom and the knife. Lucas says she saw it happen from inside the apartment complex's laundry room. It was going through your head. I mean, have you ever seen anything like this?
I don't want to see nobody die, like not in front of me.
For other neighbors, they say this type of activity comes as no surprise.
I'm scared to leave my house at any time of day because this happens so much. Go to my mom's every morning, and I shouldn't not want to be home.
According to SAPD, the suspect in this case is in his early 30s and will be looking at charges of aggravated assault. As for the gunshot wound he suffered, it was a through-and-through hit, and the officer who shot him will be on desk duty until the investigation is over per protocol. At Public Safety Headquarters, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Now, a similar incident actually playing out for Bexar County Sheriff's deputies less than 24 hours ago. This was the scene actually last night, about 10:30. as deputies responded to a disturbance that turned deadly. Happened outside a home not far from Smithson Valley Road and Bulverde Road. Sheriff Javier Salazar says deputies were talking with a woman when a man started firing an AR-15 style rifle from the front porch. Deputies then fired several shots back, striking and killing that man. BCSO says the woman and the two children inside the home were not hurt in that incident. Police in Atlanta have captured the man who allegedly opened fire in the waiting room of a medical office there today, killing one woman, injuring four others.
Thanks to the highly trained police officers across our region, we are able to bring this suspect into custody without further harm. He will be charged and stand trial for his crimes.
The police say that gunman is 24-year-old Dion Patterson. They say he shot 5 women in that medical center, then drove away in a stolen vehicle. One of those victims, a 39-year-old, died at the scene. Right now, authorities are still working to figure out what led up to that shooting. Let's check out the weather situation right now. Stormy. We've had on and off storms throughout the last week. Let's check in with Adam Caskey for the very latest. Adam.
Yeah, we had a break from the storms for a little bit. Now they're back in the forecast, and that starts tomorrow with storms back in the forecast. Even some strong to severe storms. Then daily afternoon and evening pop-up storms possible. Warmer and even muggier as we get into the weekend. I'll be back in a bit to time out those storm chances tomorrow. I'll show you the latest futurecast. Get you ready for it in just a bit, Steve.
Thank you, Adam. That family that was struck by a falling tree at the San Antonio Zoo is now filing a lawsuit against the zoo and the people it hired to care for the trees there. That lawsuit claims the zoo and Alamo City Arbor Care should have known the tree was unhealthy when it fell in March. Crystal and Librado Rodriguez and their 2 minor children were caught under that tree. The suit asked for past and future medical expenses, but they also want an award for their pain and suffering, mental anguish, loss of earnings, as well as punitive damages. A Bill Miller drive-through cashier says a San Antonio City councilman flirted with her and tried to claim someone else's food just before a drunken hit-and-run crash. The teenager's interview among newly released recordings and documents from the case against Councilman Clayton Perry.
Like, his window was all the way down. Both his arms were out the window. And all of a sudden, he just kept on saying, "I love you. I'm here just to see you."
That interview recorded 2 days after Perry's crash last November. The 17-year-old Bill Miller employee told investigators she could smell the alcohol on his breath and his eyes were halfway open. A San Antonio police detective calculated Perry's blood alcohol content to be more than 3 times the legal limit. Perry pleaded no contest last month to misdemeanor charges for failure to stop and give information and DWI. A judge gave Perry a type of probation that will allow him to avoid a conviction. A first for Hays County tonight. It's not a happy first either. This 18-year-old arrested for murder in connection to a fatal fentanyl overdose of a 15-year-old. Jaquel Ray facing charges. Back in early April, a 15-year-old student was found unresponsive in his home and later pronounced dead in Kyle. Officials connected the fentanyl pills back to Ray by speaking with friends of the victim. Ray's bond set at $400,000. In Kyle, there have been at least 16 overdoses. Again, that's just in Kyle. 7 of them proved to be fatal.
In this particular case, the way they're targeting children is they're using social media. So every kid out there that has a cell phone, you instantaneously have access to drugs online.
To other news now, and she had a relationship with the suspect in last week's massacre in Cleveland, Texas. Today, she went before a judge on charges she helped him escape. Dimara Nava actually appeared in court for the first time on the charge of hindering the apprehension of a fugitive. Nava arrested shortly after the arrest of Francisco Oropesa, who was accused of killing 5 people, including a child, at his neighbor's house. Authorities say Nava shared a child with Oropesa. According to arrest documents, she allowed him to stay at her home as a manhunt was underway for him. The judge set Nava's bond at $250,000. Oropesa arrested last night. He's facing 5 charges of murder and a $7.5 million bond.
And then I just remember just feeling the impact in my breath coming out of my mouth, kind of like a punch to the gut.
It shook up Fiesta goers, and tonight we are hearing for the first time from the 25-year-old man who was actually shot in the chest while at this Fiesta party at Market Square. Omar Rodriguez tells the night team's Patty Santos he's in a rush to make a full recovery in order to get back to work for his family's sake.
A night of celebration at Market Square nearly ended Omar Rodriguez's life.
I got shot pretty much in the middle of my chest, inches away from my heart.
The 25-year-old spoke to KSAT from his hospital bed a week after he was shot. He says a night of partying took a turn when a couple moving aggressively through the crowd ran into his wife.
The female did, the lady, hit my wife's stomach. My wife told her, hey, watch out, you need to watch out, I'm pregnant.
That's when a fight broke out. His instinct was to protect his family.
All I just saw was a gun raised towards our way, and I pushed my cousin, and I just remember just feeling the impact in my breath coming out of my mouth, kind of like a punch to the gut.
But he didn't know he was shot until he walked away and saw blood in his hands.
I walked towards my friend, and he's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I think I'm shot, bro. I think I'm shot. I can't catch my breath."
Doctors tell him it will take months to heal. On top of a broken rib, Rodriguez says fluid around his lungs makes it difficult to breathe. With a baby on the way, the small business owner is eager to make a full recovery.
I take care of all the bills and stuff like that, and I'm not going to be able to work for a couple months.
And tonight, San Antonio police have not yet released any information that could help identify the suspect. Omar says he doesn't know the person who shot him. Steve?
To wish Omar the best. Thank you, Patty. Well, let's look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat news flash. A family lost both their home and their dog after a fire. It happened this afternoon in the 2200 block of East Trinity Street. Firefighters able to put the flames out quickly. The damage to the house, though, was severe. The family now looking for a new place to call home while dealing with the loss of their beloved pet who didn't make it out in time. Authorities are still investigating the cause of this fire. Fiesta might be over, but the King William Fair is already planning to make changes for next year regarding their ticket system in particular. The King William Association announced they're switching back to paper tickets for food and drinks after glitches with their Blast Pass system. A lot of complaints about it, too. In a recent news release, the committee acknowledged some fairgoers had problems with how credits were uploaded to those wristbands this year. They promised to continue finding new ways to improve their ticketing system. And that's a look at your Nightbeat news flash. Production on many of your favorite shows have stopped. How the impact of the writer's strike is playing out here in the Alamo City. There has been an impact. It's happened again. The Federal Reserve raising interest rates by a quarter point today. It marks the 10th rate hike since the Central Bank of the U.S. started its battle against inflation in March of last year. The quarter point increase brings the federal funds rate to the highest it's been in more than 15 years. In a recent statement, the Fed re-emphasized the central bank's commitment to bringing down inflation and signaled that more rate increases could be on the way. Late night shows are dark. TV show productions are on hold. It's just the beginning as the Writers Guild of America's strike heads into its third day. As KSAT producer Alexis Page spoke with a film lecturer at UTSA, he says the strike's impact could be felt here in San Antonio.
Out of the writer's room and on the picket line. Union members with the Writers Guild of America are on strike after failed negotiation with top production studios like Disney, Warner, Netflix, Amazon, and more. Among their demands, better wages, upgrades to compensation with the increase in streaming, and regulation of artificial intelligence. Rebecca Gomez is a lecturer in screenwriting at UTSA. She says San Antonio is one of the many cities in Texas known as a production hub.
We are constantly trying to incentivize people to come make their movies here. We're trying to get them to, produce their television shows here.
The 2007-2008 WGA writers' strike lasted 100 days. If this one goes longer, Gomez says there could be major consequences.
We have a number of really solid burgeoning film programs, ours at UTSA, the one at UIW, the ones at the community colleges. It impacts our students for sure, and it impacts the community at large.
Alexis Page, KSAT 12 News.
Those are things, she brought up I didn't think about.
Like what?
Film students and people like that she teaches, how they're going to be impacted by all this. All right, this is over the Alamo Quarry. You see the smokestacks in a nice blue there, almost aqua.
I'd say aqua.
I know you would. That's why I said it. 74 degrees out there. All right, the timing on the storms that we're expecting.
We're expecting some scattered development, and it's going to really be one of those game time decisions nowcasting to see if and when it'll hit San Antonio tomorrow. Let's take a look at our chances tomorrow. And we could see a few sprinkles early in the day. It's that 20% chance. But later in the afternoon and especially evening, between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. is the primary time frame we could see storms around San Antonio. Earlier off to the west, I want to point that out. So let's get to our pattern, then we'll jump into the future cast and even the greatest threats from the storms tomorrow. Today, just like yesterday, storms developed in Mexico, then petered out before they could even make it to the Rio Grande. Otherwise, developing storms in parts of West Texas and New Mexico. Tomorrow's probably going to have more action that's going to be sustained even longer eastward. Big upper level low over California. We've seen this trend quite a bit over the past several months. But then also this Big Blue H, the high over Mexico. We're wedged in between the two, and due to their respective clockwise and counterclockwise flows, we've got this funnel coming in off the Pacific above us, and it's really just a gateway. and a conveyor belt of upper level energy and some upper level Pacific moisture as well. It's what we call a dirty flow because it's just messy. It's got these little disturbances scattered about that just come and go and continually do so. And if they overlap our peak heating and instability in the atmosphere in the afternoon and early evening, then it could lead to storms. This is the trend that we're expecting. Development either in Mexico or somewhere along the Rio Grande that then drifts eastward. Not all of it will necessarily make it to the 281 corridor or even San Antonio, but some of it could as we go through the afternoon and evening. 4 or 5 o'clock, we're looking for some of that development. Thereafter, we're watching what can make it eastward and how strong it's going to be as it progresses eastward. Okay, this model right here shows 9 o'clock, this cluster of storms south of San Antonio. Don't pay close attention to the exact position. This could very well be displaced a good 50 miles, 75 miles to the north and possibly even hit San Antonio and surrounding communities. So something to keep in mind when you look at those future casts. Also, severe weather risk tomorrow on a scale of 0 to 5. We'd be a 2, so we're in the scattered severe storm category, and that stretches all the way northward into Oklahoma and southern Kansas. Primary threats tomorrow between 7 and 11 p.m. for San Antonio, even earlier than that west of town, are going to be isolated or localized large hail possible. Remember, we don't know where the hail is going to hit until the hail-making storm develops. And straight line wind gusts, the other primary threat, maybe some gusts up to 60 miles per hour in some localized areas. Let's talk temperatures. 74 right now. Dew point is 73. We feel that stickiness back in the air, and it's going to lead to the low clouds redeveloping tonight and maybe even some patchy fog to start the day tomorrow. But a gray start to the day will squeeze in some sunshine in the afternoon. 67 to start the day around San Antonio, 63 Comfort and Bernie, Canyon Lake 64 in the morning. By noon, we make it to 76. We'll start to see that sunshine into the early afternoon. We'll have a high temperature of 83 degrees, even warmer where we see those clouds break up sooner. And then notice those rain and storm chances going from 30% at 5 o'clock up to about 40% 7, 8 o'clock, lasting all the way after 10 p.m. That's the main time frame for San Antonio. 80s tomorrow, but get ready for 90 degrees to return by this upcoming weekend. 90, and that's going to be a very sticky and humid 90 degrees. Now, with that dirty flow that we're in aloft, it can basically trigger some afternoon and evening storms any day from tomorrow all the way through the weekend and even into next week. It doesn't mean we're guaranteed to see them, but it could happen at any afternoon and any evening. And I think we'll see some pop-ups starting out west and then drifting eastward, Steve.
All right, we'll be ready for it. Thank you, Adam. All right, you know, there are major league debuts, and then there's the debut that a New Braunfels native made, Larry.
Yeah, Bryce Miller, he was called up from Double-A ball, made his major league debut last night for the Seattle Mariners, and I'll tell you what, he was lights out against the A's. Plus, Josh Young, another local baseball product, your AL Rookie of the Month, had a big day at the Dish today. Coming up.
They're going to shoot more free throws than we are. I mean, I think they were number 1 in the league, and we were last or next to last. So not a surprise, but that is a huge disparity, and we need to bring that down.
Steve Kerr is right about that. The Lakers had 29 free throws and just 6 for the Warriors last night in Big Board Sports. The Warriors lost game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals at home last night, which really isn't a big deal to them. In the first round, they trailed the Kings 2-0, yet they won the series in 7, taking Game 7 in Sacramento. Now, the Lakers beat the Dubs 117-112, and they were led by Anthony Davis, who had 30 points, 23 rebounds, and 4 blocked shots. Steve Kerr knows that has to change.
I thought AD had a great game. I mean, he obviously dominated and blocked 4 shots and altered some others. But, you know, that's what this team has been doing now for the last few months. They've been one of the best defensive teams in the league for a reason, and he's a huge part of that. So he had a great game, and we'll watch the tape and we'll see where we can find better ways to attack.
Game 2 is tomorrow night at 8 in San Francisco. In the Eastern Conference semis tonight, Boston beat up Philly 121-87 to even that series at 1 game each. Former New Braunfels High School pitcher Bryce Miller made his major league debut with the Seattle Mariners last night, and he was awesome. The 24-year-old retired the first 16 batters he faced, and he carried a perfect game no-hitter into the 6th inning when Tony Kemp singled for the A's to break it up. Now, he's the first Mariners pitcher to strike out 10 in his major league debut, and he's the only third pitcher in AL/NL history with 10-plus strikeouts and 0 walks in his debut. His final line, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 10 Ks, and no walks. Here's the sound of his first major league strikeout.
That'll bring up first baseman Ryan Noda.
And did he get it? Yes, indeed. First big league strikeout for Bryce Miller. 2 outs here in the 2nd.
He strikes out Ryan Noda on 3 pitches. Hey, take that ball out of the game and save it. That'd be a great souvenir for Bryce Miller. Way to go, kid. Strikeout number 1.
Miller, who took a no decision, averaged just over 95 miles per hour on his 4-seam fastball. Texas Rangers third baseman Josh Young was named the American League Rookie of the Month for April. The MacArthur High School grad hit .270 with 6 home runs, 5 doubles, and 21 RBI over 26 games in April. His 6 homers and 21 ribbies are the most by a Rangers rookie before the end of April. And he closed out the month in style on the 30th by hitting his first career grand slam to help the Rangers hammer the Yankees 15-2.
I've never hit a grand slam at any level, so it was pretty cool. We got the 4 runs in the first, and then they got 1 in one of the innings that we ended up putting up 4 more. It was just like, man, here we come. If we could do that day in and day out, that's like October baseball stuff. So, truly 1 through 9 was just a great day for us.
All right, Young and the Rangers closed out their 2-game home series with the Diamondbacks this afternoon, and Josh had a huge day at the plate. Bottom 5, he crushes a 2-run shot to left center, 400 feet, and the Rangers lead 7-6, capping a 5-run inning. His second home run on the day, he went 3 for 5 with 3 runs batted in, but the Diamondbacks come back to win 12-7. Giants at the Astros, and here's the lone Houston highlight. Bottom 8, Alex Bregman hits a 2-run homer to left field for the Astros' first runs on the day, and they trailed 3-2. That's Bregman's 4th homer this season and his first at home this season. Giants win 4-2, taking 2 of 3 from the champs. In Texas League play, the Drillers edged out the Missions 3-2, winning with a walk-off RBI single in the bottom of the 9th inning. UTSA men's tennis with a first after the break. UTSA Roadrunners are getting ready to face Pepperdine Saturday at the Austin, Texas Tennis Center at 10 a.m. in the NCAA D1 Men's Tennis Championships. It's the program's first at-large appearance. Now, they didn't have a full practice today, letting the players rest up instead.
We're very prepared. We all believe in each other, playing great tennis right now. And I think we've shown that throughout the season with big wins. And I think we're ready.
They're a good team, and we're gonna do our best, and we're gonna have our chances to win, and we're gonna try to do it.
We had a great success. We broke a lot of school records, including highest ranked team in the program's history. So, us going to NCAA is just another stepping stone for the program. First time at large. We're excited.
This morning, Coach Avdev was named Conference USA Coach of the Year, while Alan Magadan, Tiago Torres, and Sebastian Rodriguez made all-conference first team. Congratulations.
Wish him best of luck.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Larry. We'll be right back.
Don't know which way to look.
I know. Princess Leia about to get her due on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Actor Carrie Fisher set to receive a star on the famous sidewalk. What day, you may ask? May 4th, of course, the unofficial Star Wars day because of the phrase, "May the 4th be with you." It's also known as tomorrow. Carrie Fisher had a diverse career, including as an Emmy Award-nominated television actress and book author. She's best known, though, for her portrayal of Princess Leia in Star Wars.
It's also known as the day after May 3rd, right?
Correct.
All right, so tomorrow, going forward, some storm chances into the afternoon, especially evening around San Antonio. We're not going to see all of our area getting hit, about 40% of us, and it's really one of those wait-and-see situations. The storms will be developing out west, and then we have to monitor them as they track eastward.
For all of us here at KSAT 12, thanks for staying up late with us. GMS says at 4:30 in the morning.